Welcome to another Super Deluxe Edition unboxing video. Today we're going to look at numbers 19 and 20 in the SDE surround series. Now these are our ongoing series of Blu-ray audio products with spatial audio mixes of classic albums. So the albums in question here are of course Wham's 1983 debut Fantastic and the 1984 follow-up Make It Big. So these really are the only two studio albums that Wham ever recorded. The next record was The Final, which was a compilation. And in America there was Music from the Edge of Heaven, which was the third record, which again was not really a proper studio album, that was a compilation. So these are the two bona fide studio albums. Now these are effectively deluxe editions. There's lots of great content on these. They're exclusive to the SDEshop.com, and as I say, they're numbers 19 and 20 in the ongoing series. They both come with these special slip cases. Underneath they're in high fidelity pure audio clear Blu-ray cases. So we're going to open these up and have a look at these products, and we're going to explore what's within. The first thing to point out is these are Blu-ray products. They're not CDs that can be played on a CD player. They require a Blu-ray player with at least a couple of stereo speakers and an amplifier setup. If you want to take advantage of the Dolby Atmos mixes, then you're going to need connections to either a Dolby Atmos certified soundbar or an amplifier or receiver which works with Dolby Atmos connected to an appropriate speaker setup. If you haven't got Dolby Atmos but you have got a 5.1 setup, don't panic. The Dolby Atmos will play a 5.1 mix on your 5.1 system, so it'll be like having a 5.1 mix of Fantastic and Make It Big. If you ever upgrade and get a Dolby Atmos amplifier or receiver and add some extra speakers, then of course you'll then benefit and hear the full Dolby Atmos version. So let's take a look at Fantastic and see what we've got here. This is the version of Fantastic that eventually came out on cassette and CD, in as much that it includes some instrumental mixes. So you get the instrumental remix of A Ray of Sunshine, the instrumental remix of Love Machine, and the instrumental remix of Nothing Looks the Same in the Light. So there's 3 extra mixes there. Of course, other than that, it's a standard record with all the hits that we've come to know and love, including Bad Boys, Wham Rap, Enjoy What You Do, and Club Tropicana, as well as Young Guns Go For It at the end. So this is the slipcase. These slipcases come free with the product. But as you can see, that's what Fantastic looks like without the slipcase. Same artwork on the back. The key thing to point out here is the plus bonus tracks. So there's quite a lot of bonus material on this Blu-ray, which I think is going to appeal to fans even if you don't have a surround sound or a spatial audio setup. So there's the Blu-ray audio disc of Fantastic, and inside we've got a nice booklet here which will tell us some more details about those bonus tracks. But first of all, we do get full lyrics for the album, as well as additional photos as per the original release. And then just to explain what's on this record, so you do get the full album with those 3 instrumental remixes in high-res stereo, 9624 high-res stereo, so that's quite important. It sounds great, the high-res stereo. We've got a lot of praise for the quality of that high-res stereo. But you also get it in Dolby Atmos stroke 5.1. As I said before, you haven't got Dolby Atmos set up, but you have got 5.1. Doesn't mean you won't be able to enjoy this disc. You'll hear a 5.1 mix of Fantastic. So you've got 2 audio streams of the album. And then the bonus tracks are split into 2 sections. So you've got bonus tracks which are in Atmos and stereo. So that's really a big boon. So you get spatial audio of the single version of Wham Rap, the single version of Young Guns, brilliant B-side actually, Blue, Armed With Love, that was the B-side to Club Tropicana, and then the 12-inch, the UK 12-inch mix of Young Guns. So that's 4 really good bonus tracks in Atmos and stereo. And then additionally on top of that, you get a further 10 bonus tracks that are in stereo. So these are multiple remixes of Wham Rap. There's the club mix, the social mix, the unsocial mix, and the special club remix. You get the US 12-inch of Young Guns, which is very different to the UK 12-inch, which was one of the bonus tracks there. Going for it is the instrumental B-side of Young Guns. You get the 12-inch extended club mix of Bad Boys, which didn't feature on the box set from last year. The instrumental of Bad Boys, the instrumental of Club Tropicana, and then the Club Fantastic Mega Mix, which is the 7-inch version. So I think you'll agree that's a great collection of fantastic related tracks. I mean, this is definitely, there's never been a CD deluxe edition of this album. So this is as good, I think, as it's going to get. They have reissued this album in vinyl recently, but this is effectively a deluxe edition on Blu-ray audio. The Blu-ray is region free, so it will play on any Blu-ray player, no matter where you are in the world, so that's worth remembering. So that's fantastic. Let's take a quick look at Make It Big. Yes, this is Make It Big 1984, got a load of enormous hits on it. One thing I should point out is that the writing on the back and the tracks are upside down. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to look at it like that and then flip it. And this is consistent with the original design, Peter Saville's original design. So here is an original UK vinyl, and if I flip it, you can see that it works in the same way. If you flip it that way, it looks like it's upside down, but the idea was you would do that. So we like to kind of stay true and consistent to the original design intention, so we decided that we'd do the same thing. And indeed, when you take the sleeve off, the slipcase, it's the same thing. You have to flip it like that. Do it that way, it looks like it's upside down. I should stress it's not a printing error. We've had a few people emailing saying, oh, you know, mine's gone wrong, it's upside down. That is the intention. So if we look here, it's quite small because that's the style of presentation for Make It Big. But you get the album and then a rather understated plus bonus tracks, because there's loads of bonus tracks of this particular release. The other thing is there's no Wham Make It Big on here, which again, going back to this vinyl, we're trying to be consistent with the original vinyl presentation. I quite like that minimal look. So here we go, there is Wham Make It Big, that's the Blu-ray disc. Same thing applies, this is a region-free Blu-ray, but you are going to need a Blu-ray player connected to a soundbar or stereo or multi-channel setup. Of course you get a booklet with this, all done in the original kind of style, lyrics. But again, the meat of this is in the bonus tracks. There's loads of great tracks on this particular Blu-ray. So let's examine them, shall we? As with Fantastic, you get the album in two audio streams. You get a Dolby Atmos mix, which if you don't have a Dolby Atmos setup will give you a 5.1 playback on a 5.1 setup. And then you get a high-res stereo version, 9624 high-res stereo of the original 8-track album. So far so good, but where it gets interesting is the bonus tracks. So there's loads of bonus tracks in Atmos, as well as high-res stereo. And they are Careless Whisper, the single version, because if you're familiar with this album, the Careless Whisper on the album is actually the 12-inch version. So there's no 12-inch version in the bonus tracks because it is the 12-inch version on the album. So the bonus tracks for Careless Whisper are the single version. Then you get Freedom, the version from the final, which has a slightly different extended outro with some trumpets. Last Christmas, the single. Then you get Everything She Wants, the remix edit. Freedom, the long version. Last Christmas, the pudding mix, which is the 12-inch version. Everything She Wants, the remix, which is the 12-inch version. What Wham, which is George Michael's estate and Andrew Ridgeley, what they thought would be a good idea to do, and I was very pleased they suggested this, was to finish off the story, the Wham story. So add the non-album singles at the end. So I'm Your Man, The Edge of Heaven were the last two singles. And then Battle Stations and Where Did Your Heart Go they filled out the Edge of Heaven EP at the end. So that's 11 bonus tracks in Atmos and stereo. And then, but there's even more bonus tracks here at the end. So stereo only bonus tracks. You get a Ray of Sunshine, specially recorded for the Tube, which is a TV show in the UK. If you're wondering why that's on Make It Big, it's because that was a bonus track on the 12-inch of Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. You also get the instrumental of Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, which was from the 7-inch and the 12-inch. It's an interesting instrumental, this, because there's some differences to the original. There's some backing vocals on that. It's quite interesting. You get the instrumental of Freedom, the Pudding Mix Edit, which is quite a rare version of Last Christmas. It's an alternative version of Last Christmas, which was only available on the 12-inch in Japan and the B-side to the 12-inch of Everything She Wants in the UK. And then you get the I'm Your Man remixes from that single. So there's the Extended Stimulation, which is the UK 12-inch, the instrumental, the a cappella, and then Blue Live in China, which was first released as a B-side to Last Christmas in 1985, I think. It ended up on Music from the Edge of Heaven. I'm Your Man, there was another 12-inch in America, which was slightly different to the UK 12-inch. That was on Music from the Edge of Heaven, so we've included that here. And then finally, Wham Rap 86 was on the Edge of Heaven EP as the 4th track, with Where Did Your Heart Go, Battle Stations, and the Edge of Heaven. So that, again, that's why Wham Rap is on a Make It Big reissue. So there you go, there's 10 bonus tracks there. So in total, 21 bonus tracks on this, in addition to the 8-track album. So that's 29 tracks in total. Some of those are in Atmos and stereo, some are in stereo only. So I'm really proud of these 2 deluxe editions, which I personally pulled from Super Deluxe Edition. I personally curated and put these together with the assistance of Sony and the George Michael Estate and Andrew Ridgeley. So very, very pleased with these. We're selling them in a bundle, so you can get both together. It's a limited edition of 5,000 units for each title. We've still got a few left. So yeah, numbers 19 and 20 in the SDE Surround Series. As I said, you can only buy these from the SDE shop, which is our shop. We ship all around the world. It's not available anywhere else. So if you're interested in these pretty cool expanded deluxe editions on Blu-ray audio, then you just go to the sdeshop.com. I'll leave a link on this particular post. So I hope that's proved interesting for Wham fans or fans of pop music in general. These are the expanded deluxe editions of Fantastic and Make It Big on Blu-ray audio with immersive Dolby Atmos mixes. Thanks for watching. Please leave any comments or questions underneath if you want to ask a question about these particular products. If you've enjoyed this video, why not subscribe to the Super Deluxe Edition YouTube channel for more great physical music unboxed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.